my name is Michelle, and these are the top 10 books that I want to read in 2016. So these are 10 books that I just want to make sure that I read in 2016, and by making a list now, I think that will help me just make sure that they get done. The first few are books that are the next book or the last book in a series that I'm reading. Starting with Mime Order by Samantha Shannon. I read the bonus season at the beginning of last year, and I ordered this pretty much right when it came out, but I still haven't read it yet. I may have bought this before I finished reading the bonus season, because I'm not sure if I would have bought it if I had already read the bonus season. I didn't love the bonus season, but I'm interested to see what the next book holds, and I want to make sure I read it this year before I forget what happened in the bonus season. I also kind of want to decide if I'm going to keep reading the series after this one. Next is the third book in the Mistborn trilogy, which is called Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson. I basically bought this trilogy because the covers are beautiful and everyone was talking about them on BookTube, but I actually really liked the first two, and I don't know why I haven't gotten to the third one. There was just other books I wanted to read first and I didn't want it to be over. But then I was looking up the Mistborn trilogy and there's apparently 3 more books. If anyone can explain what those books are or why it's called a trilogy, if there's 6 books, let me know. But I'm excited to read this one for sure, and I want to make sure I do it this year. Next, I don't have the copy of, but it is Winter by Marissa Meyer. This is the last book, or the 4th book at least, in the Lunar Chronicles, and I just read the 2nd and 3rd in December, so I kind of want to read the 4th one pretty soon just so I can keep up the momentum, and I am really interested to see what's going to happen. Winter, if you've read the 2nd and 3rd books, you know who Winter is already, so I'm excited that it will be a totally brand new character, but she's going to be really interesting. The 3rd book was my favorite, so let's see if we can get even better. The last series I want to finish up, or continue on with, is the next book in The Queen of the Tearling. I read this one in 2015 as well, and I don't have the Invasion of the Tearling yet. I haven't decided if I want to buy it or not yet, because the second book's cover is not as beautiful as this one, and I just don't know if this is something I really need to own or not. I feel like I'll probably end up getting rid of this one, so I don't know if I want to buy the second one. But I really like this one, and eventually I think it's going to get made into a movie with Emma Watson, so I want to read the next one and see if it continues to be good. I made a video of my 2016 reading goals, and one of those was to read a big classic. And I also want to read books that I already own. So this might be an overlap. I'm not sure if I'll read one that I already own, but a few of the ones that I own that would be options for that category include The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandre Dumas. Alexander Dumas? This one is huge. This is 1,200 pages, but I think I heard of someone on BookTube that's going to be reading this year, so possibly if I read it with them or with that group, that could happen. Otherwise, that could take me like 3 months, so I don't know if I want to do that one. The next one is A Tale of Two Cities by Dickens, and I really enjoyed the couple books by Dickens that I've read already, so I can see myself reading this one. That one would be a good one. This one is only 390 pages. There's just about 100 pages of appendices and notes afterwards. So that one is not that big, but I would include it if I read this one. And all these versions, all these copies I have are the beautiful Penguin editions. And another Dickens that I own is Oliver Twist. I think I tried to read this when I was about 16 or something, but I couldn't get through it. But I am a little more okay with reading Dickens these days. Although I haven't read a classic in a while. I didn't read very many last year, if any, so that's one of the reasons I want to read one this year, but it also might take me a little while to get back into reading such a dense, difficult read. 6th book I want to read in 2016 is Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn. This is one I don't own as well, but I've read Gone Girl and Dark Places. And I liked both of those, so I just kind of want to read the last one so that when she comes out with another one, which I think she's come out with a novella, I can read it and say I've read all of her books. That's basically the only reason. And I enjoyed the other ones, and when I'm in the mood for something dark and twisted, I will pick that one up. Next, I have as an open category, I guess, I kind of want to do a buddy read possibly. I'm going to try to either communicate with someone else on BookTube and try and read a book at the same time as them, or do a group read and join up with people that are reading something on BookTube, and so I can kind of be a part of the community in that way. I think that'd be something fun to do, and I've never done it before. So I want to read Gilead by Marilyn Robinson. I don't own this book either, but it's one that I've heard a ton about for a while now, and it's just been on my radar for a while. I want to make sure I get it read this year. Some of the things I don't really know much about it, but that's kind of how I want it to be. I don't really want to know what it's about at this point. But it does say that it spans 3 generations from Civil War to 20th century, and this quote about it: "Gilead reveals the human condition and the often unbearable beauty of an ordinary life." I think it just follows his family and what happens to them over 3 generations, and apparently it's supposed to be spiritual and just really amazingly written, so I want to get that one done this year. Next, I want to read Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. I am pretty sure I'm the only person who hasn't read that this year, and everyone else has, so I would like to read it. Everyone says it's their favorite book. I am not that familiar with 80s references or video games, so I'm a little bit nervous I'm not going to catch on to all those things that everyone talks about, but I'm excited to read about it. It's a story of these people that live their life in a virtual reality life. So I don't know, it sounds interesting and I'm excited to read it. And lastly, I want to read a book by Toni Morrison. I'm not sure which one yet, maybe Beloved, maybe Blue Eye. That's an author that Climb the Stacks on YouTube talks about a lot, and I would really like to have read something by her this year. So those are the books I would like to read in 2016. Let me know what books you are interested in reading this year, or if you've read any of the books I want to read, and let me know what you think of them. If you want to do a buddy read with me with any of these books, let me know, and I'd be really interested to do that with you. Thanks for watching. See you later.